Hey friend, Lisa Meekum here with Creative Fashion Blog, and in this week's tutorial we are going to be making our very own Rosewater. Now, I wanted to start this week's video a little bit different and go into the benefits and why this may or may not be a really excellent thing to add to your beauty routine. Rosewater is naturally really high in vitamin C and contains lots of natural antioxidants, which are super good for your skin. It also helps if you naturally have more oily skin, and because it has antiseptic properties, is really excellent if you're prone to breakouts or maybe are going through those like pesky teenage years. Then it can be really impactful for that because it also won't dry your skin out the way that a lot of other treatments will. According to a 2011 study, Rosewater was a really excellent treatment for rosacea as well because of its anti-inflammatory properties. And because it is naturally rich in tannins, it has a natural tightening effect on your skin, making it a really excellent but also really gentle astringent. When it comes to the pH levels of your skin, Rosewater can also be highly beneficial because your skin usually sits at about 4.1 to 5.8 on the pH scale, and Rosewater sits at 4.0, meaning it is a lot less likely for your skin to be really sensitive to it or have breakouts and things of that nature using Rosewater. And so to add it to your routine, you're really going to just spray it on your face right before you use anything else, any serums, anything like that. Have this be the very first thing. And throughout the day, if your skin needs a little boost, if you're feeling really tired, it's a really great quick pick-me-up. I also love using it in my hair, especially for wet styling at night before I go to bed, and just having it be part of your regular routine. So without further ado, let's dive into the tutorial. To create this Rosewater, I really wanted to keep it simple and use items that you likely had on hand. So we're just going to take a glass bowl and place it inside a large pot, so that way we have a hollow space in the middle of your pot. Then we're going to take our rose petals, and you can either peel them off individually and place them around near the perimeter of the bowl but underneath your glass bowl, or you can do a faster method and you're just going to hold your fingers at the base of the rose and lightly twist. And what this does is it helps the entire rosebud come off in one piece and is a little bit more rewarding too. So I'm going to go through my whole bouquet of roses and very gently press them in between my pot and my glass bowl. For this tutorial, I'm using a dozen red organic roses that I just got from the grocery store. However, you can also use roses from your garden or even use less roses. I've seen Rosewater made with as little as 3 roses, and it's worked excellent. Next, I'm going to pour some distilled water in between my glass bowl and into my pot, soaking my roses. And I am going to pour this, I'm going to pour about 5 cups in, and I have separated into 2 amounts of 2.5 cups, so that way my measuring cup wasn't too full and was a little easier to work with. But basically, you really want to be sure that your water is covering your rose petals and your rose petals are wet. Now I'm going to take my rose quartz and I'm going to place it in my glass bowl, and the purpose of this is twofold. Number one, it's going to make my Rosewater crystal infused with self-love and all the fun properties of rose quartz. And also, it's going to keep my glass bowl from moving around as my Rosewater is made. Now, I'm going to put the lid of my pot on upside down and then fill the lid with ice. What this does is it helps create even more steam, so that way your Rosewater is a lot more effective, more concentrated, and it creates a bigger temperature difference, so that way you have the best end result. I'm gonna keep this simmering on medium heat for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you should be able to see some real rich color coming through already through the glass lid. Now I'm going to let this cool a lot before I remove our rose quartz and the glass bowl. You can pour out any water that is in your center glass bowl because likely it's just fallen through your pot lid from your ice. Next, we're going to take a coffee French press, and this is how we're going to separate and strain our rose petals, and it also allows us to have a little bit of pressure behind it, so that way we can really get the most out of those petals. Just be sure to be careful in this pouring process because your rose water is likely still hot, and that's totally fine to work with it while it's still warm. Just be sure it's not going to burn you. Now it's time to separate our petals from the rest of our rose water using our coffee French press. Feel free to use a strainer for this step if you don't have a coffee French press on hand, but I really love this method because it's quick and easy, not messy at all, and when you're done, your rose water is already in a pitcher, which makes for a lot easier pouring. Plus, it makes it really simple for you to use some pressure with your hand, so that way you can really squeeze those rose petals and get any last nutrients and pigment and all that good stuff out of it. From here, we're just going to use our pitcher to gently pour into a glass bottle. I snagged these glass bottles on Amazon and got the 4-pack, and I'm going to be able to fill up 3 of these using this single rose water recipe. And in just a second, I'm going to show you how to preserve it so that way it lasts a lot longer and you'll actually be able to go through your entire stash of rose water you just created. But first, let's gently pour it in, and we're going to pour it so that way there's just a little bit of room on top, because in order for us to preserve it, we're going to also need to be able to stir and shake it. So I'm going to leave about an inch at the top of each of these bottles. Now, to preserve it, I'm going to use a very small amount of citric acid. Just 0.1% of citric acid lowers the pH of your rose water, making it uninhabitable to microbes, because on its own, rose water can be prone to mold, bacteria, and yeast. The citric acid is also the best preservative if you want edible rose water for cocktails or cooking. So I'm going to add a very small amount just to the top of my rose water containers before closing them and shaking them to stir. And now my rose water is complete. Thank you so much for joining me for this tutorial. I hope you really loved it and learned a lot, and I'm so excited to hear how this project turns out for you. Again, to use your rose water for beauty purposes, you're just going to spray it on before any toners or serums or moisturizers. This is going to be the very first layer on your skin, and you can also use it on your hair. If you'd like more beauty tutorials, be sure to check out my website at creativefashionblog.com.